Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
But we are feeling a little mischievous, so like I said, we are going to do some Helltown, little PA microbrew in Mount Pleasant, PA, mischievous brown ale. And I'll give you a little lowdown on the Mischievous Brown Ale before I go ahead and pour it. Mischievous Brown Ale, I'm going to read to you from their little marketing piece right here. It says, this traditional Southern English-style brown ale combines European malts with American hops. The result is a rich, malty, full-bodied ale with subtle hint of fruitiness on the nose and the palate. So I'm going to go ahead and pour it into our glass here. So just so you can kind of see how it pours. I've already poured out a little bit. I apologize. I cracked it open beforehand. All right. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful amber hue. Very, very light tan head with slight lacing. All right. It looks like a medium-bodied brew. We'll see where it goes. Again, when tasting the beer, I don't rush right in and taste it. I'm going to smell it first, give it a good whiff, and definitely get that fruitiness on the nose. The first thing that hits you in the nose, if you ever had a Belgian Abbey, like a double Belgian, and you get a lot of like dark Mediterranean fruits like dates and figs. The whole like Turkish, I love Turkish figs, by the way, and I love Mediterranean food, so that stuff definitely appeals to me. But those are big beers. You know, those beers, you know, are going to be like over 7% alcohol. A lot of them are going to be sometimes like closer to even 9% alcohol. This is a 5% ABV beer, so and that's generally the case unless it's an imperial brown ale. Oh yeah. That's beautiful. All those dates and those figs and even some toasted caramel. Um, I guess you can taste a little like toffee nut in there too. We'll see if that comes through in the taste. But yeah, there's the dark fruits are right up front, right up front. And yeah, it's definitely got that Belgian, you know, double Abbey ale going on. Those dark um, Mediterranean style fruits like Turkish figs and dates. I like it. It's great. Mm. It is definitely like rich and malty up front, and you do get some of that toasted caramel. You know, definitely a certain breadiness. Um, it does start to lose some of its carbonation. It's not a heavily carbonated brew. I don't want to say it's flat, but it's definitely, you know, a beer that I fear I would have to drink a little bit faster. I think the Berlin Brown kind of did that too. But if you're into beers that are going to retain their carbonation and a lot of carbonation, this is probably not going to do that. That's kind of my guess. Mm. And you get a little bit of tobacco leaf and spice on the back end to kind of balance it out. The burnt toast on the back end makes it a little bit more crisp. It's not cloyingly sweet, partially because of that. I like it. It's not nearly as like smoky or spicy as some of my, you know, some of the brown ales I know I really already love, like the Berlin Brown, or even more importantly the Cigar City Maduro, which is what we're gonna top this session off with. But this is a nice, easy drinking ale. And I'm really picky with brown ales because I ordered a bunch of beers from, I forget what it was. It was one of those craft brewery order things where they give you a bunch of random stuff, and they gave me a bunch of brown ales. And I was like, that's awesome. I love brown ales. They're great for easy drinking, great for like when you hit the spring or hit the fall. Even if you're going into the summer, if it's a lighter brown ale, it can work. And it was just a really, really disappointing bunch of brown ales. There was a couple of lagers that were also kind of like bland. And I'll be honest, I've not had good luck with those. Order a bunch of beers, randomly see what you get. I think you're going to do much better if you head to, you know, a local craft beer and wine store. depending on where you live and where you go to get them. Where I got these beers, and give a shout out to District East. If I haven't already done so. Extremely helpful. They have like a ridiculous selection of craft beers, and not just Maryland, although Maryland is definitely highlighted because that's where I live. But this is a good beer, and we'll see if it carried over, warming up a little bit, if some of that flavor is gone, or whether it's changed. Beers always change a little bit once you open them up and let them warm up a little bit. Yeah, that carbonation is a little bit of a problem. It does get kind of flat. I will say that that's a downside to this. If you're looking for a beer, it's going to retain its carbonation. We're talking like I've had this open for a matter of minutes, and I can already see it, sort of feel it flattening out a little bit. But taste wise is good. And if it's a beer that you want to drink quickly, it's only 5.5% alcohol, so you could probably get it out of the way pretty quickly. But I do like the beer.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.